This is Republic and you're watching This is Exclusive with me, Shavan Sen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are taking you through a gruesome murder story coming in from Muzaffarnagar in Uttar Pradesh. A 21-year-old girl was brutally assaulted and then murdered by her husband. 24-year-old has now been taken into custody by the Muzaffarnagar police. In fact, an attempt was actually made by her husband to dispose of the body. The body was chopped into 4 parts and then it was put in a sack, disposed of. That's story number 1. We then get to the story of the Pune Porsche. In fact, this time, Pune police has made it very clear that they really do not care much about this case. They make no mention of the blood samples in the charge sheet that has been filed. And not just that, they've not even recorded the statement of key people in the charge sheet that has been filed. All this and much more on this edition of This is Exclusive. But first, these are the headlines we are tracking at this hour. Ladies and gentlemen, Delhi, Rajkot, Jabalpur. Canopies of airport collapses after few hours of rain, but who is responsible for the apathy? Family who lost their loved ones in apathy over monsoon mayhem narrates ordeal demands probe. No relief to Arvind Kejriwal. Delhi Chief Minister remanded to 14 days judicial custody. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar holds a key JDU meet, demands special status for Bihar.
राष्ट्रपति जी के अभिभाषण के उपरांत धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव होती है उस सारे विषय में उनको अवसर है चर्चा करने के लिए और सरकार की ओर से मैंने कल ही आश्वस्त किया है, स्पष्टता के साथ कहा है कि हम सभी प्रकार की चर्चा के लिए प्रस्तुत हैं।
Probe in NEET scam gathers pace. CBI arrests a journalist in Jharkhand, conducts searches in Gujarat. Government says Congress opportunists want chaos. Sensational final report by Pune police keeps mentioning blood sample in the report. The statement of biomedical waste firm in question also not recorded. After Owaisi raises Jai Palestine slogan in Parliament, he now claims that Israel flag was put at his residence and ink was thrown as well. Indian origin astronaut Sunita Williams is stuck in space. NASA finds measures to solve issue. Prayers in India for her safety. It's a story of a grisly murder coming in from Uttar Pradesh's Muzaffarnagar. In fact, while the police has already taken action, this is a grim reminder of what we had seen here in the national capital too. Ladies and gentlemen, 21-year-old was brutally assaulted by her husband. Then her body was chopped off into multiple parts, disposed of in a sack. In fact, an attempt was actually being made by the accused in this particular case to dispose of the body in a river. That's when locals actually spotted him trying to dispose of the body. In fact, the motive of the murder is not known at this point in time. But our reporter on the ground getting us a detailed report as to what really happened and what is it that the family members have to say.
We are just standing outside Arbaz, the butcher who killed his wife by cutting her into 21 pieces. So as per the sources, what the police is still questioning the neighbors as to ascertain the details of the girl, but so far they haven't got any details so far. What we have got to know that during interrogation, Arbaz revealed that her wife was from Kotdwar in Uttarakhand, and they were in a relation. They married 6 months back. I will now request my video journalist to just pan across and show this is exactly the house where Arbaz lived before he committed this murder, and this is exactly the place where he has lived. And let us remind our viewers that he mercilessly killed his wife and chopped her into 21 pieces, and now he is in jail. And the official complaint of this case is lodged in the Kotwali Nagar police station in Muzaffarnagar. Now it needs to be seen as to where this case is headed. We would like to remind our viewers that the couple married 6 months ago, and lately there were some problems that were happening between them, due to which certain fights used to take place. And they were living in a rented flat, and the girl named Chahat didn't inform her relatives before marrying her. This side Aditya reporting for Republic TV, Muzaffarnagar. आपके बेटा अरबाज वो जो जेल में गया है, क्या कारण था उसने अपनी बीवी को मारा, थोड़ा बताएंगे मैम? मैम कुछ बताएंगे? अभी आप जेल में है, क्या आगे?
हमें नहीं पता था, हमें नहीं पता, हमारे साथ लग रहा था वो। अच्छा,
लेकिन कुछ ऐसी क्यों उसने ऐसा करा? आपने मतलब आपको ऐसा पता नहीं लगा? ऐसी
परेशानी हो के करा होगा कोई, थोड़ा ही कोई करे।
अच्छा, कुछ थोड़ा सा उसके आदतों के बारे में बताइए, किस तरह की उसके दिनचर्या थी, वो क्या करता था, मतलब उठकर उसके कैसे वो, अब मैं मतलब हमारे को पता लगा कि वो एक रेंटेड फ्लैट में रह रहा था। आप बिना बताए तो आपने कुछ कहा नहीं जब वो रेंटेड फ्लैट में रह रहा था?
बच्चे और छुप से रख रखी थी उसे, क्या नाम, मारे बगैर मर्जी के रह रहता है अलग।
सर कल जो हमने देखा, ये जो अरबाज लड़का जो अपनी वाइफ के, जिसने अपने टुकड़े टुकड़े करे अपनी वाइफ के, बहुत बेरहमी से जिसका कत्ल करा, आप इस पूरे इंसिडेंट को कैसे देखते हैं? मतलब हाउ डू यू सी दिस इंसिडेंट?
इसमें देखिए कि परसों रात जो है पुलिस को मुखबिर के माध्यम से सूचना प्राप्त हुई कि इसमें 2 लड़के नदी के किनारे कुछ संदिग्ध गतिविधियां कर रहे हैं। जब पुलिस द्वारा तुरंत मौके पे पहुंचा गया तो वहां पे एक बोरे में वहां पे ये इसको नदी में बहाने की कोशिश कर रहे थे। इसमें से पुलिस को देख के एक आदमी वहां से फरार हो गया, जो दूसरा आदमी है उसको वहां से हिरासत में लिया गया। और जब इस बोरे को खुलवा के देखा गया तो उसमें एक महिला की लाश थी, जिसमें उसका सर कटा हुआ था और उसके हाथ की कुछ उंगलियां कटी हुई थी। जब इससे पूछताछ की गई तो इसने बताया कि ये एक चाहत नाम की महिला है, जिससे इसने अपने बिना परिवार वालों की सहमति की और बिना परिवार वालों को बताए इससे इसने अपने स्तर से शादी कर ली थी, और लगभग 6 महीने पहले इससे शादी की थी। और इसके बाद में इनके आपस में जब दोनों के बीच में अनबन होने लगी तो इसने आवेश में आके और इसका अपने एक और दूसरे साथी के साथ मिलके, और जहां ये कमरे में किराए पे रहते थे वहां पे इसने इसका मर्डर कर दिया। और ये शव को छिपाने के इरादे से वहाँ नदी में लेके गए थे। उसी वक्त पुलिस ने इन दोनों को पकड़ा है। इसमें शव के बहुत ज़्यादा टुकड़े टुकड़े नहीं किए, इसमें उसका सर अलग किया उसने, और उसके अलावा उसकी हाथ की उंगलियां जो है वो उसने काटी है। पुलिस ने इसमें मौके से पंचायतनामा भरवा के पोस्टमार्टम की कार्रवाई की है। और जो महिला है ये उत्तराखंड के कोटद्वार की बताई जा रही है, जिसके परिजनों के बारे में अभी पुलिस जानकारी जुटा रही है। और ये संभवतः ये लगभग इसमें प्रेम विवाह में इन्होंने शादी की थी और फिर इसके बाद जो है ये घटना हुई है।
सर जैसे आप कह रहे हैं कि 2 लड़के थे, एक को पकड़ लिया गया, एक अभी भी फरार है, तो कब तक अभी इन्वेस्टिगेशन क्या, कब तक वो पकड़ा जाएगा, कब तक हम समझ सकते हैं कि वो कब पकड़ा जाएगा? और पुलिस प्रशासन इस चीज़ में क्या कर रही है?
इसमें जैसे ही ये घटना का अनावरण हुआ था, इसमें तुरंत एक एसपी सिटी के नेतृत्व में टीम का गठन कर दिया गया था। और इसमें उस जो वांछित अभियुक्त है उसके संबंध में कई क्लू पुलिस को मिले हैं और शीघ्र ही उसकी जो गिरफ्तारी सुनिश्चित की जाएगी।
कब तक, कितना टाइम लग सकता है?
देखिए, किसी भी अभियुक्त की गिरफ्तारी के बारे में एग्जैक्ट टाइम नहीं कहा जा सकता। पुलिस अपना काम कर रही है, लगातार जो उसके संभावित स्थान है वहाँ पे दबिश दे रही है और इसमें शीघ्र ही गिरफ्तारी की जाएगी।
सर अगर मैं पूछूं, ऐसा ग्रूसम ये जो केस सामने आया मुजफ्फरनगर में, हम मान सकते हैं मुजफ्फरनगर में क्राइम को कंट्रोल करने के लिए पुलिस प्रशासन क्या कर रही है? पिछले कुछ समय से कितना क्राइम रेट बढ़ा है कि घटा है, किस तरह की स्थिति है?
देखिए, अगर आप क्राइम का डेटा कंपेयर करेंगे तो मुजफ्फरनगर में एज सच कोई क्राइम जो सनसनीखेज क्राइम जिसकी आप बात कर रहे हैं उसका कोई परसेंटेज बढ़ा नहीं है, इनफैक्ट उसमें कमी आई है। और जो भी इस तरह के अपराध होते हैं उसमें मुजफ्फरनगर पुलिस जो है वो अपराधियों के खिलाफ कड़ी से कड़ी कार्रवाई करती है, और उसमें जो भी कोई सनसनीखेज अपराध होता है उसको माननीय न्यायालय से उसको जल्द से जल्द सजा दिलवाने का काम भी मुजफ्फरनगर पुलिस इसमें लगातार करती रहती है। थैंक यू।
Well, just a quick recap of what we know so far. While the police has already taken action and the accused has already been arrested, the question is whether at all this was premeditated, given the fact that now complaints are essentially emerging that an attempt was also made in the past. Now, that's what the police is essentially investigating at this point in time. Let me also bring in my colleague Aditya, who's joining us on this broadcast from Muzaffarnagar. Aditya, you've spoken to the police. Walk us through the details that you're picking up. Was this premeditated? Was there an attempt made in the past too?
Well, yes, Shavan, a gruesome case of murder has been reported in Muzaffarnagar city. And what we can remind our viewers that sections, in this case, sections 302, 201 and 120B have been applied against the accused. So now let us explain our viewers actually what these sections are. Section 302 pertains to murder, where the imprisonment can go up to life imprisonment, and whereas section 201 pertains to the tampering of evidence. You know, when the accused husband was trying to disperse the body of her wife, the one accomplice is on the run and the other accomplice is in police custody. So it needs to be seen as to where this case is headed. So far, the police is just investigating the case, and in this case, they are questioning the neighbors as to ascertain the details of the girl, as to what are the details, but they haven't been able to get all the details about the girls. So it needs to be seen.
Right.
But during the interrogation, the husband... so it needs to be seen as to where this case is headed. Yes. Back to you.
Well, thank you very much, Aditya, for getting us the ground report from Muzaffarnagar. Shall we focus now to the story that we have been tracking for the last several weeks? The spotlight that has been put on the Pune Porsche case. We've been saying right from day one that the Pune police has completely botched up the entire investigation, starting with the blood samples of the VVIP killer, which was tampered with, and the fact that not just there, they've also been an angle of bribe. The accused in this particular case attempted to bribe the doctors in Sassoon Hospital. The recent revelation that has been made is this, that the blood sample, which was inconclusive, the first blood sample of the VVIP killer was inconclusive, and that's the reason why a DNA sampling was done. First of all, the Pune police had lied about the fact that they had taken a second sample as a precautionary measure. The second is that the company, which was basically responsible for the biomedical waste in Sassoon Hospital, was not even taken into record, because remember, the blood sample was actually destroyed, was thrown in that medical waste. Take a look at this report. We have put together the lapses on the part of the Pune police.
A brat and his Porsche, a murder and the Pune police's cover-up. After blatant collusion between the Pune police, the mafia family of killer brat and politicians, the Pune police is now not even hiding its compromised position in the case. Final report does not even mention about the blood sample. Shockingly, in the final report of the Pune police has conveniently skipped to mention the blood sample. What's more is that the statement of the biomedical waste company has not even been recorded. The blood sample was dumped into a bin managed by the said company. The final report of the Pune police confirms that the administration is not even hiding its complicity in the cover-up anymore.
The breaking news now coming in is with regards to the final report that has been submitted to the Juvenile Justice Board by the Pune Police. And once again, it is now confirmed that the Pune Police essentially does not really care about this entire investigation. In the final report, they make zero mention, absolutely no mention of the blood samples. Second, they've not even recorded the statement of the biomedical waste company that was responsible for collecting the medical waste from Sassoon Hospital. Remember, the blood sample was disposed of. Joining me on this broadcast is my colleague Sandeep, getting us the latest details. Two clear example of how Pune Police has completely botched up the investigation.
Right, Shavan, absolutely. As the final report has been filed in this very matter, one of the important point out here is that, the police has gone on to in fact mention the way the blood samples were in fact changed. The blood sample was in fact swapped in Sassoon Hospital. Not only that, the final report also mentions about Sunil Tingre's men, Ashfaq Makandar, getting involved into this and how blood sample were in fact changed. Now the blood sample were collected by Dr. Shri Hari Harnol, who was the CMO at the Sassoon Hospital, who was in fact arrested. Now he threw that original blood sample of the juvenile into a dustbin, and that blood sample were in fact dumped into the biomedical waste. Now there is a company which manages the biomedical waste of the Sassoon Hospital. Ultimately, the Pune Police has clearly mentioned that they are yet to record the statement of the biomedical waste company officials who in fact manages the biomedical waste, and ultimately the blood sample were the crucial evidence in this very matter, but that has not been recovered. So the Pune Police has mentioned about how blood samples were in fact changed, how the blood samples were swapped, what all action they have taken against the doctors who were in fact involved in this very manipulation of blood sample. Not only that, around 150 pages final report has been filed, and in fact it also mentions about how the driver was in fact kidnapped by the grandfather. So ultimately, what all investigation and what all actions that have been in fact taken by the Pune Police, that have been jotted down in this very final report, which is around 150 pages. But the biggest loophole in this very matter, the biggest lapse in fact, is the blood sample that is disappeared, that has disappeared, and the Pune Police is not in a position to in fact tell the court that they have the blood sample. Neither they are in the position to tell that where exactly is the blood sample, and in fact this is a clear-cut failure of Pune Police, wherein they don't have the original blood sample of the juvenile, which could have in fact been a crucial evidence to prove the fact that the juvenile was under the influence of alcohol. Although they have submitted the bills of the clubs and the bar where the juvenile had consumed alcohol, but ultimately whether it is admissive before the court or not, that is something very crucial. Ultimately, all onus on Pune Police. Where are the blood samples of the juvenile?
Well, thank you very much, Sandeep, for getting us the latest details. The question here is that they have already admitted that there was no blood sample. Now it's official that the case has been completely diluted. Will the state government take up this matter before the Supreme Court? In fact, remember, the High Court has already asked them to send the juvenile to his aunt as part of the observation. Will this order of the Bombay High Court be challenged by the state government? Shifting focus now to the other story that we are getting to you from the state of West Bengal. After Sandesh Khali, a similar incident has now taken place in Kuch Bihar. The government says that they've already made arrests in this case, but the BJP has upped the ante, saying that there is absolute lawlessness in the state of West Bengal. In fact, you've had the leader of the opposition, Shubhendu Adhikari, taking up this entire matter. The NHRC has stepped in. Cognizance has been taken by the NHRC. Republic Bangla reached out to the victim, who is also a member of the BJP Minority Morcha. In fact, after the results that came in, there are several BJP workers who have been complaining about their safety. In fact, this victim who was brutally assaulted, stripped, violated, has spoken to Republic Bangla, talks about the challenges that she has faced and the fact that how they have been living in fear. Listen in to what the victim had to tell my colleague from Republic Bangla.
কি সেই মুহূর্তে কি ঘটেছিল? তার কারণ পুলিশের তরফ থেকে বলা হচ্ছে যে এটাকে নাকি রাজনৈতিক রং দেওয়া হচ্ছে।
সব টিএমসি চক্রান্ত আমাকে এইরকম করছে। কয়দিন থেকে বুদ্ধি করে বোধ পাই অল্প স্বল্প যে নেতালা সবসময় আমার বাড়ির পাশে আইসে একটা টিএমসির বাড়িতে এইরকম করে গল্প করে যে বলে ধরবো, তখন কাগালা ধরে নাম তো আর কয় না। তারপর সকালবেলা ওইরকম মিটিং করে দিচ্ছে, তা বোধ পাইয়া নদীর পর গেছি 10টা 11টার সময়, যে আসি দিচ্ছি আর অর্ধ আস্তাতে একটা মহিলা টক করে যে একপাশে কয় কি দৌড়েন দৌড়েন, এলে বাকি মহিলা দৌড়ি যেমন কে কত বিজিবি করে আজ দেখামো যে চুলির
মানে আচমকাই বেশ কয়েকজন মহিলা এসে ভিড় করে।
হ্যাঁ, সেলা দৌড়ি এসে চুলির মুঠগুলো ধরিয়ে যে ছেঁচলে দিচ্ছে, নাইলি দৌড়ি এসে কাপড় চাপড় সব ছেড়িয়ে নদীতে ফেলে দিছে। দিয়ে খাই ছেঁচলায়, একবার এই পাশে ছেঁচলায় একবার ও পাশে ছেঁচলায়, এত ছেঁচলায়।
কারণ কি শুধুমাত্র আপনি বিজেপি করেন সেই কারণে?
হ্যাঁ, মুসলিম মেয়ে কেন বিজেপি করি এর জন্য এরকম করছে। তারপর এত চিগড়ি তাও কাউ শুনে না। আমার ছোট বাচ্চারা দৌড়ি যে কয় আমার মাক ছাড়ি দাও মরি গেল, কি কান্দি দিচ্ছে বাচ্চারা হাউ খেয়েছে, তাও বাচ্চারা ধাক্কে ধাক্কে ফেলে দেয়। অন্য একটা মহিলা এসে পুরুষগুলো ধাওয়া দেয়, কয় কি কয় আগাইবেন না, যাই আগাইবেন তাই মরবেন। তারপর আমার ভাগ্নি একটা আসি কয় এইভাবে বেউজ্জত কে করছেন, কাপড়া দিয়ে ঢাকা দেয়, কাপড়া টাপড়া নিয়ে ফালটায়। বউটি এসে তাও ফেলে দেয়, দিয়ে গোবরের গাড্ডার চুকবি ধরে, পানির চুকবি ধরে, কয় কি এনে মারি ফেলাম। মাও তো বেড়ে অন্য মাসিক ডাকের গিয়েছে। আর সেগুলো
প্রাণে মারার ধমকি কারা দিয়েছিল?
ওই যে টিএমসিলে কয় কি কয়লে তো গাজি মারি ফেলাম, কায় তো বাঁচে রয়েছে, কাও আসবে না। সেগুলো কং মা মুখ বাসা, মা মুখ মারলেক, তা মাও তো শুনে নাই করতে গেছে। তারপর একাই পাচ্ছি চড়ি বসে দেখি লোক কাতার হয়ে আছে, কাও আগায় না। তারপর পুরুষগুলো দাঁড়িয়ে দাঁড়িয়ে আছে, তখন মহিলা কয় আয় এলেক দিয়ে তো গাজি ধর্ষণ করবো, রেপ করবো, এইভাবে কয়। তখন আমার জিউটে উড়ি গেছে।
আগে কোনো সময় কি কোনো রকমের ধমকির সম্মুখীন হতে হয়েছে? কেউ এসে ভয় দেখিয়েছে, কেউ ধমকি দিয়েছে, এরকম কিছু ঘটেছে?
হ্যাঁ, জবেদ আলী আমাদের বাড়িতে একটা আত্মীয় হচ্ছিল 2 দিন আগে, একটা ভাগ্নি বউ হচ্ছে, ভাগ্নিটি হচ্ছে, ভাগ্নিটার মুকুরত কয় কি কয়লে চুলির মধ্যে বাড়ি করে ধ্যাদরান, তা মইকং একটা সাগাই হচ্ছে, বাড়ি ঢুকে দেখতো কায় হচ্ছে। তারপর ওইরকম করে। তারপর খায়রুল নেতা কারো বাড়ি যাওয়ার দেয় না, ঝাড়ে বাড়ি যান, তাই কয় কি কয়লে কেন কয় এইরকম করে।
Shifting focus now to the urban apathy that we have witnessed in the last 24 hours. Delhi, Jabalpur, Rajkot, similar situation. Newly built airports, canopies that have collapsed. Who exactly takes responsibility for the death of several people in the collapse that has taken place not just in Delhi but other places too? There's already a blame game that has taken place between the previous governments and the ruling dispensation. Questions essentially being raised that do lives really matter in this country?
Just a day after roof collapsed at the IGI airport in the national capital. And another similar incident took place in Jabalpur's Dumna airport. Tragedy has now struck at the Rajkot airport, where a canopy broke during maintenance work. Fortunately, nobody sustained any injuries in the incident.
मैं यहाँ अपनी सिस्टर को ड्रॉप करने आया था और ये इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट के हिसाब से और बहुत नया बना हुआ है। ये ऐसी चीज़ें इतनी जल्दी होनी नहीं चाहिए थी। दूसरा फैसिलिटीज़ भी अगर जो छोड़ने आ रहा है उसके लिए कोई फैसिलिटी नहीं है यहाँ पे।
कैनोपी में आज यहाँ पे डैमेज हुआ है बारिश की वजह से, आपने भी देखा, कैसा लगा?
नहीं, मैंने देखा तो नहीं है, पर ये ऐसे सब टूटा हुआ दिख रहा है तो स्पेशली डिपार्चर के बिल्कुल पास में ही है, तो पैसेंजर्स को भी असुविधा हो रही है इससे।
Repair work is underway, but the back-to-back infrastructural incidents at India's top airports has put a light on the country's preparedness for the ongoing monsoon season.
बहुत तेज आवाज आई और सारा पूरी की पूरी ये जो छत है वो गाड़ियों के ऊपर गई। उस टाइम पे पैसेंजर उतर रहे थे फ्लाइटें पकड़ने के लिए।
उस वक्त कोई सी फ्लाइट आई थी?
फ्लाइट पकड़ने के लिए जाने के लिए तैयार थी फ्लाइट।
आप इंडिगो के ट्रांसपोर्ट टीम के अंदर हैं, आप बिल्कुल सामने खड़े थे जिस वक्त ये घटना घटी?
बिल्कुल, मैं ऊपर ही था डिपार्चर पे। हाँ जी।
अच्छा, तो उस वक्त आपने क्या क्या देखा?
बहुत तेज आवाज के साथ ये छत गिरी एकदम से और इसमें 3-4 गाड़ियां दब चुकी हैं।
Politics is also ensuing on this. The opposition is blaming the BJP for it.
गलत बात है कि हर किसी विषय में राजनीति लाना, पॉलिटिकली स्टेटमेंट करना। जो कुछ नेताओं ने इसके बारे में कमेंट किए, ट्वीट किए कि ये मोदी जी के समय में इसका इनॉग्रेशन हुआ 2024 में और यही सब जो कंस्ट्रक्शन था वो जो कोलैप्स हो गया। तो मुझे लगता है कि लोग ये देखते हैं कि अब कहाँ राजनीति करे, कहाँ कौन सी घटना होने के बाद राजनीति नहीं करनी चाहिए।
Yesterday, the Union Civil Aviation Minister held a high-level review meeting with key officials. Key decisions were taken in the meeting. Airlines were advised not to hike the airfare and maintain fare stability. The ministry also has ordered the setup of a 24/7 war room that will ensure passengers get back their refund.
T1 was totally evacuated, closed for the time being, and all the flight movement has been shifted to T2 and T3. And our initial thought process was that we will take care of all the passengers who were distressed at the time. So whoever's flights got cancelled, they are being given a full refund and also alternate travel if that is the choice that they provide.
Flights have been suspended at the IGI Terminal 1 following the incident which killed 1 person and injured 8 others. But the question remains, is India prepared for the monsoon?
Well, that's all that we could pack in this edition of This is Exclusive. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time with more exclusive stories.